allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Tom Hooper.
Present.
Kathleen Waltz.
Here.
Sabrina Ford.
Here.
Mary Beth Ferguson. And Jack Heading.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to welcome Jack.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for stepping up and serving here. I'm really looking forward to working with you.
And since we're neighbors, we can walk together. Come here.
We have the agenda in front of us. Are there any additions or corrections to this?
If there are no additions or corrections, I make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we have the previous minutes, draft copy from here. Take a minute to review those and see if there are any other additions or corrections to that.
It's your turn.
I move for the minutes be approved.
I second that.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we have that approved. Then we have a financial report. Showing a balance in funds received, interest, and it has obligations to date. And the currently we have one bill that needs to be committed to pay, and that is Med Media for their September, October, November fall payment for that.
So you also have another sheet that is printed horizontal.
That's for the lodging receipts.
So that's just kind of a long-term comparison since we just finished the city's fiscal year.
So that's not actually reflected in the other report?
The other is just this fiscal year.
Okay.
Yeah, this is just basically long-term, looking at the lodging taxes and what's been paid to date so far. To give us an idea of what budget we have to work with.
If there aren't any questions of the financial report, I make a motion we approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. I think in our old business, we do have that bill from that media to...
Well, we don't have to actually approve the bills
No,
individually.
right.
Once you've approved the expense, we just take
okay.
care of it administratively. But I was,
Okay.
sorry,
Okay.
I was just going to mention a couple of things that we did talk about at the last meeting that I just want to give you some updates on. First of all, there was a suggestion to have a booth down at the St. Mary's Antique Mall. I went down and met with them, and their suggestion was actually, rather than have a booth, which would be mixed up with all the other booths, to actually put something on the wall. We already had our brochures there on their shelves, which is nice, but she's going to allow us to put one of our posters that says Discover French Colonial St. Genevieve, and our rack cards right there as you're walking out the door. So I'm in the process of working with a local supplier to have a poster mounted to put down there at the antique mall.
Sounds good.
So quite a few of our visitors come from either from the St. Mary's direction or from out at the wineries. And as you know, we recently added a sign out there on Highway B as you're coming back towards St. Genevieve, just to raise awareness for French Colonial St. Genevieve as well.
And I saw something out there on Wednesday. There's actually a billboard when you're coming out there, that full-size billboard right on 65, on 55.
That's the one I'm talking about. It's right in front of you as you're coming in.
And it's just,
yeah.
there's absolutely nothing, and then there's this big billboard.
Yeah, really excited about that.
Yeah, really.
Where are you talking?
On Highway B, as almost before you get, you make that last turn.
Where it turns like, it looks like it's going to a frontage road.
Right, yeah.
Right there when you're coming out from wine country, boom, there's this big full billboard. And it's really impressive.
Yeah.
I haven't gone out to see it, now you make me want to do that.
No, just make it, but you only have to go as far as.
Yeah, right. Go to Fisher's driveway and turn around.
So that's a project that has come to fruition as well. And I personally made a trip to the Welcome Center at Chester and made sure that they have our brochures there. They did in the past and must have given them all away. And we try to make sure when people are going somewhere, they take our brochures with them to put them out there. No one had been there in a while, so I put them there myself. So just wanted to let you know that. And of course, you know that our rack cards are in distribution now, and you have them at the Microtel and at the other lodging on Interstate 55.
We gave a bunch of them away at the Best Missouri Market in St. Louis.
Thank you so much for doing that.
We put them in several places in the booth. People were picking them up. We also were putting them in people's bags.
Great.
Because there were 25,000 people there.
Right.
That Best of Missouri Market is a great show. That's at the Botanical Gardens, and it's all kinds of makers and creators.
It was their 20th year this year.
Oh.
Really nice.
So I just wanted to, under old business, I thought maybe it would be appropriate to bring those things up.
That's wonderful.
Nothing formal, but.
Okay, any other old business?
Okay. So you want me to jump into that? Well, so I have a couple of things. First of all, I have a report on our Google AdWords. So our online campaigns right now, we focus through Madden Media, as you know, and we usually go on a month-by-month basis, or you approve it quarterly. And so that allows us to do a $300 a month campaign, which is a very small, modest campaign, but it does give us some excellent traffic. It drives traffic to our website and helps raise awareness. So on that first sheet that you have, if you flip that one over, Tom. Yeah, so the first sheet that has the zigs and zags on it, this is comparing last year August to this year August on our click-through rates. And you can see that the click-through rate has gone up, and it varies throughout the year. But 2.7 is a pretty good click-through rate. Even the low point of 2.0 is good. Google considers anything above a 1 a good click-through rate. So we're doing real well there. And then if you look at the clicks by month, so this is just on our Google AdWords campaign, But you can see the dark bar is 2015 and the lighter bars are 2016. So for instance, the month of August was a strange month this year. Everything seemed down, but our click rates were down in August by about 170 or so for the month. Then you can see in September they shot up to 985. I guess people are more in the mood to travel. It does seem to be a lull, usually right around the start of school.
It was very hot in August this
Yeah.
year. It's, more so than usual.
Yeah. So just to give you an idea on that, and then the pie chart, this shows what most people are looking for when they're searching and making their plans. So the most frequent search that we get across the board is for recreation and outdoor. 32% of the people are interested in outdoor and recreational activities. And of course, these are people searching online too. So then, you can see the Visit St. John, the lodging. Lodging's probably the next largest category at 19%. Things to do near St. Louis, wineries. We actually pay for some print ads and also some online ads for things to do near St. Louis because we're hoping that people will, get out and come to St. Genevieve while they're planning their St. Louis activities.
What's the category between wineries, vineyards, and Visit St. Genevieve that's so light that we can't see?
Wineries and vineyards and Visit St. Genevieve is called near St. Louis.
Oh, near St. Louis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You can see them kind of stacked up over here. And I apologize, our color printer is on the fritz, so. And then just the summary, 1,800 clicks were delivered to the website, some of the things that we talked about there. We usually come up at about 2.1 in Google and 2.9 in Bing. So in other words, it delivers us within the first 5, and that's what we're targeting to be. We won't always be that lucky, but we're doing really well right now, 2.1 and 2.9. So I just wanted to put that out there. Of course, search engine marketing is an area that the committee had previously held as a high priority for us to do with, the collective funds that are raised to market awareness for us and to bring people to the community. When I was at the tourism conference, I met with representatives from TripAdvisor. TripAdvisor across the board, I know Sabrina knows this, TripAdvisor across the board is the #1 travel site. 50% or more of people planning their travel get on TripAdvisor as they're making up their mind. And for someone like a hotel, they may not, though they can't right now, although TripAdvisor is moving in this direction, they can't book their travel on TripAdvisor, but they do all their research and it'll show like what's the #1 rated hotel in St. Genevieve, what's the #1 rated things to do, whether that's an historic site or a winery. Actually, the St. Genevieve Welcome Center ranks pretty high. We're usually within the top 10 things of things to see and experience. Because when people come, whether you want them to or not, they're going to rate you on TripAdvisor. So, if they stubbed their toe on a sidewalk, or if they had a good experience, or if they loved their room, or if they hated their room, people are very free and easy with their, sharing that information online. And so
It can make you or break you.
yes, you want to be sure to be getting good reviews. So I asked them for some information. This isn't something that we necessarily have to decide this evening. I just wanted to bring it forward. So they looked at our presence on TripAdvisor right now, and they thought that the best awareness raising would be a targeted media campaign. So this would be when someone is searching for things to do in Missouri, for instance, on TripAdvisor. So it's all, organic to their site. So when they're on TripAdvisor and they're searching for things to do near St. Louis, or they could even be searching Cape Girardeau or Hannibal or anything, we would have a banner ad across the top that would be, so many pixels wide and so many pixels high, a wide, shallow banner ad across the top that would say, visit French Colonial St. Genevieve, see these things, and they'll help us with the design of what that ought to look like. And then as you scroll down and you see things like places to stay and things to do, which are the reasons you go to TripAdvisor, you're also going to see a banner ad, kind of a wider one on the side. It's not an interruptive ad. It doesn't come up over the things that you're trying to see, which are kind of aggravating
Right, yeah,
ads.
right.
For people, they're sort of getting away from that. But it will give you up to 3 exposures for someone who's searching to plan their site. And in terms of ROI, of course, they'll give us monthly reports, but they also embed a pixel so that if someone makes their trip plans, like, you can't always finish all your planning in one sitting.
Right.
So if they make that trip plan to St. Genevieve within 30 days, there's a pixel embedded on there, so we'll know that they saw that banner ad while they were researching on TripAdvisor. So the fact that it has the embedded pixel, the fact that we can get some feedback about this online campaign, I'm very excited about the opportunity. I might be able to fine tune this a little bit, but this $5,000 for an initial 3-month campaign could probably be one of the best ways that we could invest those, those committee funds for bringing people outside the area and raising their awareness.
Right.
And it's an avenue that we have not previously pursued through this committee. We've done some television, we've done some radio, we've done the search engine marketing, but not the targeted media
Banner.
buys through banner advertising. So, and I can tell you, the more I looked into it and the more I started researching on TripAdvisor, Hannibal, Cape Girardeau, St. Charles, Joplin, Jefferson City, they all have campaigns out there. So this isn't something that we could, normally add in, but with the TTC funds, I think it gives us some flexibility in that regard.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I think so too.
One of the things is essentially, it's kind of a 90-day thing, so we need to kind of target it towards that season when we're on that uptick too, so we don't do 90 days of doing this in the wintertime when people aren't traveling.
Well, we could look at it that way.
Try to
Yeah.
fine tune it so that we do that at a time where it's coming into
The
that.
spring travel season
spring
would be
travel.
the most logical time
Yeah,
to
so-
launch it.
so that's-
Maybe like February, March, April, as people are kind of planning their
Yeah,
April, May, June.
February might be a little too early because
March, April,
we've had a
May.
lot of that first weekend of May. Or March we always do a show, and it's always snows that first weekend of March.
But Valentine's Day is in the middle of
It's
February.
right? So it's trying to strike that balance,
Yeah.
for people that are traveling.
That's a good point. They usually consider that the season starts in May for the summer travel
Yeah.
season.
So it's trying to figure.
I mean, I
find
would
out
say
when-
things pick up for us over at the hotel around March. Like it starts getting nice out, people want to go to the wineries. That's a lot of the business that we get toward the end of March. And then things pick up from there.
So you got to figure they're planning
Right.
Right,
that visit maybe
sometimes 30
early.
days earlier
Yeah.
than that.
yeah.
I can also give you I can do a daily ramp up of what we've got there, so I can tell you when we started seeing people on the street.
Well, I mean, we've got those demographics down at the
Yeah.
Welcome Center too.
So that's what's trying to, let's try to match that so we get get our biggest bang for the buck.
Yeah.
Because I think it's something that we should do. We travel so much that on my phone I get that little, I can go up there and sometimes it's like, okay, let's, do they have a nice Italian restaurant? And so you can find things.
Right.
And it's really convenient, especially the smartphones now. Everybody wants that push a button and have the answer.
Yeah.
Right. It's true.
Exactly
50%,
right.
I was amazed, 50% of the people making travel plans are using TripAdvisor
That's
as
what
a
I
tool.
use.
And,
Yeah.
Wow.
and it even pops up on my phone when I'm at a rest stop somewhere because it'll say, okay, you're in this area.
And
What
if
do you
you
want- what do you wanna
look
do?
up the Microtel on TripAdvisor, it's excellent reviews.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah.
So,
Like all 5s, it seemed like.
so I think
Yeah.
I think it's a good direction.
I do
So we
too.
just might want to look at the timing and decide. So there's another kind of nuance to it, and that is at the conference, the Division of Tourism announced that they are accepting the TripAdvisor programs as a 50% match. So, and that's for like a sponsored page, like about St. Genevieve. It's not so much the targeted campaigns, but so if I was going to do that, if I was going to include this as part of our grant application for next year, I'd need to put that application in either the 1st of April or the 1st of May. They stagger them. So I would need to be making that decision pretty mid-spring kind of a thing. So it might be nice if we started a little bit earlier so I could at least have a little bit of return on investment information. And we can always, I mean, once we dab our toe in this water, if it goes well, we can always renew it,
Yeah.
and do another 3 months. But just a thought, because I'm pretty excited about it, and I think that it would be a good investment. We don't get very much money from the state, but the amount that we do get, if we can leverage something like this with our dollars, could be a good thing.
Makes sense.
So,
It's always good to play with somebody else's money.
yeah. I try to be very, very conscientious about it.
Any other new business?
I just want to remind people that it is a Rural Heritage Day this weekend on Saturday all day. If anybody would like one, I brought some of their programs with me tonight. I was thinking I would send
take
some
one.
out to, I was thinking I would send them out
Make
with
a
you
copy
and
of
make
them.
sure Megan
I
has
at
some.
least want a couple.
Yeah,
I can photocopy it.
We've got them already.
yeah, okay, good.
I can copy.
Okay,
Thank you.
Megan, I was planning on giving you a little stack of them anyway, so.
You got another one? Sandra, you got another one from Mark?
Okay, yes. Can I have one back?
I know this is a stupid question, but where is the main stage area?
That is straight back from Mrs. Zarinelli's house. Straight back there, behind the Amaro, in that yard space between the Amaro and the Creole house. That's where the main stage is. That's where the food is and the tables, so people can eat food and watch what's going on the main stage.
Thank you.
It says Creole House grounds, so I suppose that must all belong to the Creole House, but I don't really know.
It all belongs to the state, I think, that property behind the Amaro and what used to be Mrs. Zarinelli's mother's house and
Yeah.
Okay.
And this Saturday will be, the Beckett Rabot will be open and the Amaro will be open. And beyond that, the Amaro will be closed for the season except for private tours. So,
Okay.
I just want to make a comment. I wasn't planning on going there that early in the morning, but I see that our county surveyor, Jerry Bader, is going to be giving a talk and a demonstration. If you have not ever heard a presentation by our county surveyor, it is certainly worthwhile to attend. He is remarkably interesting. He'll have things, artifacts of the surveying trade, for example, old documents that he's copied. He's really...
and stories about the
Yes.
early surveyors. And
Yes. Really very, very good presentations.
I heard him at a chamber meeting one time. And Jack, did he come and present at a history conference maybe? Maybe I've heard him twice.
I don't think he's presented at the history
Okay.
conference.
Not since I took over.
But that's a good
Secretary,
idea for
executive
next year. He's got those logs that he's saved that have 200-year-old survey markers embedded in them, and the tree grew around it and all this stuff. It's just really fascinating stuff.
Yeah, it has. Too bad he's so early in the morning, huh?
Yeah, really. We need to talk to somebody about moving him to like 11 o'clock.
A civilized time.
Yes.
I think if there's no other business, I think we have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.